So I think that because I talk loud, and I probably go like this, you're going backwards. But I think you want to have a clear view of that. We don't ideally want this in the way, but there's not a lot we can do about that. So if you can be a bit closer this way, and it's not so important that I'm in it because people don't really care.
I mean, you're the interviewer, so.
Well, I mean, you know. Okay, it's Marisa and Bastien, Superbooth 2026, the second interview.
Yep.
So, we looked at Matisse last time.
Yep.
And you actually have a new Logic.
Yeah, analog
Logic module, which is superb. I mean, to be honest with you, I've spent the last couple of years chasing down a second arch. So, it's really nice to have this available. It does give slightly different options than the arch does. So it's just nice to have more choices in the system.
Yeah, definitely. So maybe what I can do.
Okay. Should we introduce
Ondes? So I got those new modules I'm showing here today, which
so these are prototypes. These are not available. Matisse and Combine.
Yeah, just been released.
Is available. Yeah. I've just bought these. On and Form.
Yeah.
These are, and also
Mouvement. Yeah.
Mouvement.
Yeah. So Ondes is a dual video rate oscillator, and how can I? It's a triangle core oscillator, so it generates triangle signals. It also has a square wave, which is available from the oscillator core, and maybe I can.
And interestingly, you've actually got a sum.
Yeah,
some output of the two cores.
Yeah, and maybe that's something I will change because I mean the labeling, because it will produce a diamond if we have one oscillator set to vertical and the other to horizontal. Yeah. However, if both are vertical or horizontal, we don't get the diamond shape. So maybe going for mix would be like triangle mix or something.
Yeah. Okay.
For the labeling, and mostly I mean the design is set. I ordered the production board, so
But the other thing that's
fixed.
interesting is because you've designed this in a way that you've got limited outputs. Yeah. You've only got the triangle and the square.
Yeah.
But you're actually supplementing this with a waveshaper. Yeah. That you can also use in other parts of your. Yeah. Of your patch.
Yeah, definitely. It's the idea was to do like a low footprint oscillator, the Ondes 8 HP, and so the form adds more wave shapes to it, and it actually uses the same control board as Combine. We can see that it's the same jack layout, and I made it triple, even though there's only two outputs on, so it can be used as a RGB processor as well, or you can process more shapes. I don't know, Animate only has triangle, sine and square, so you can get some other like wave shapes out of it. And maybe I should patch on to show a little bit.
Is that recording?
Oh no, I forgot to record. Shit.
That's okay. Well, we haven't made any video yet.
Oh. That's something that always happens to me when I'm like doing a live show and recording my own set, and I'm like, let's go, we start, and then 5 minutes later I'm like, shit, I forgot to record.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
So
I mean, that's why I just switch it all on. I deleted it, I cleared it all down, switched it on, and just I'm just gonna leave it. Nightmare.
So we have video now, and this is on. So this is the triangle output in sync to horizontal range. So it generates vertical bars. It can be set to to vertical range. Yeah. Yeah, I think the range of the frequency range might change a bit. The idea is to be able, for example, here in horizontal range we already have like 2 cycles. It's possible to get like a single, but that's something that may change a little bit on the final version. And it can be set to horizontal, vertical, And the last position, it's a three-way switch. The last position is vertical but unsynced, so we got a scrolling.
Yeah.
And yeah, the other, this is the square wave.
Yeah.
And the other oscillator work in a similar way. And yeah, if both the sun outputs, if we get one horizontal, one vertical, we got the 2D pattern. And yeah, it has any oscillator, it has FM input, so frequency modulation. And so you can get the classic vertical sync oscillator modulating the vertical one, the horizontal one.
And with them being smaller oscillators as well, you could use a second one, which is one of the things that certainly that I've been doing to modulate that at a different rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then one of the particularity of Ondes is it has amplitude modulation input as well.
Right. Okay.
And so how it works is let's look at only one output. So the amplitude modulation only works on the triangle outputs and not the square outputs, and because it's useful for something else I will show afterwards. And let's see, I'll be using cadran just to generate an offset. And so this is at +1 volt. We got our signal, the output signal at unity gain.
Yeah.
And if we send 0 volts to it, we're getting inversion. So, and it's especially interesting to do to modulate, for example, with a LFO. But what makes it interesting is using the square wave as a modulation and inversion. We can get a sawtooth wave.
Oh, right. Okay. Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the two middle switches are made for that. So when in bottom position, the switch provides 1 volt, so we have the output unaffected. And as we switch it on, the square wave is routed to the AM input, and so we get the sawtooth, which is twice the frequency of the triangle, because we are effectively reversing half of the triangle to get the sawtooth. And yeah, that's pretty much. So one thing we could do also is using the square wave into cadran set as a 4Q multiplier as well, and so we can invert the right now we got a upward ramp. It goes from minimum to maximum, and we can also do the opposite. And and I think the AM really adds something interesting to it.
Yeah, these are really nicely sort of patchable, aren't they?
Yeah. And maybe I can use, always use Solar, I love it, just to get an emphasis on the shape. And we can use Animate, for example, and get this classic kind of flipping the shapes.
Okay, so you put in the sine and the cosine.
Yeah, 90 degrees apart signals and
into the AM.
Yeah, and that's something, for example, I was doing with ramps into cadran.
That's a super simple way to patch that, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's
pull that frequency right down as well.
The LZX navigator is based around this concept, getting ramps into 4-quadrant multiplier and using a 90 degrees apart modulator for the vertical and horizontal component to do this kind of flipping. And maybe while we're talking about quadrature oscillator, so I got movement, which is kind of an update of Animate and trying to correct a couple things on it. And this one has LEDs, which is a good thing into a Syntonie system, because before sortie there wasn't any, and
Yeah, you never
So-
knew whether it switched on or off.
That's something that really comes back often. Like, we need some LEDs, and
Yeah.
the argument was like the thing I was saying all the time is like, yeah, but everything is video rate, and the LED at video rate is just on all the time for our eyes, and effectively it just flashes, but so fast that we cannot really see the difference.
So it looks like Movement is going to be different from Animate. So it's got a different selection of outputs, and Animate had the option of using the expander.
Yeah.
But Movement is not designed to work with an expander, is it?
Yeah. The idea was to like to only keep 2 phases of each waveform.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to in the video modular we often have attenuators, and so it's easy to invert the waveforms, and so I kept the triangle, sine, and square wave from Animate, and then I took the chainsaw and sawtooth from the expander, which are here, and then there's the anti-sine, which wasn't available from Animate, but if you have form after, you can patch your triangle output into form and get the anti-sine as well, and other wave shapes.
What do you call this one? Do you call this one the chainsaw?
I think I call this one the shark, like the fin of a shark, and this is the chainsaw, like kind of the I don't know, the blades of a chainsaw, but they're really kind of arbitrary names I gave to them because they're not like, I mean, the sine wave, triangle, square wave, sawtooth, they're really common signals, so they have a name, a well-defined name, whereas those were kind of
I really kind of enjoyed this one for some reason, just for modulating things, just because it had elements of moving continuously, and then it had the jumps.
So we can patch it. Maybe I should get this longer cable.
And actually, are these two the same but 90 degrees out of phase?
Okay. Yeah, they are. Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the labels and trying to figure out if they were good or not. Oh yeah, also the expander had the trapezoid output, and that's also something that could be patched on form as well. With I'll get back to form a little bit later. And the only waveform that's not available anymore is the sawtooth, which cannot be produced really easily.
But it can be still produced from the oscillator.
Yeah,
just not in the LFO.
Yeah, but maybe we could patch it. That's probably something I'll do in the demo video. But it might be able to patch it in the same way with a square wave and triangle wave, and use the square wave to invert. So patching some with it with Cadran, for example. But and also I tried to extend the range of movement, and I'm kind of going back to VU6, the DIY 4 HP LFO, which had a switch so it can go in a pretty high frequency range, and does this really like a wild pattern. But the mid range already goes to really, really slow modulation, I think probably 10 or 15 minutes, and the low range, I tried to measure the lowest frequency, but it's really, and it kind of stalls, it stops at the lowest frequency range. The final revision
completely stops.
It just like goes up to the max value and then
goes
stops.
to sleep.
And so for the final version, I'll probably just keep like the mid high range. I'll just have a two position switch, and try to make it, because Animate it can sometimes not be super stable when you're doing like horizontal, like a audio rate modulation, horizontal bars, and that's something I tried to address on Movement. And there were a couple of other things also on Animate, which has the current consumption was varying a lot with the frequency, and it's not. Usually it wasn't too much of an issue, but for example with Ondes, I've seen there were some like synths that were drawing some current. It could affect a little bit the frequency of Ondes without being patched, and that's something I tried to fix. But I'm not trying to like update everything like really too often. But also one thing is that Animate was originally called Anima. And for the anima and like the philosophical concept.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and also because it exists in French, it's like the past tense of to animate something. And then
Is that when you stopped?
Sorry.
When you say the past tense to animated?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Yeah. And yeah, I figured out that there were a module, audio module called Anima already, and so I was like, oh, I should change it. So Animate was kind of a last minute change, and it's the only module of the lineup that doesn't have a French name.
Okay.
And yeah, so
And
I was
fix
like,
that.
yeah, and so Movement is like motion in English. And
we still have movement anyway.
Yeah. And so yeah. Om translate to waves, so and form is shape, so that's a wave shaper.
Okay, so let's take a look at form, because I'm quite interested in how you work with that.
Yeah, definitely.
With Om.
Really modulation.
I mean, even if we just look at something really basic like making a circle.
Yeah, definitely. So here, as I was saying, I think in the previous video, the previous interview, processing an already mixed 2D shape with a wave shaper won't yield the same thing as processing its two components before they're mixed. So I'll get one of the output of Ondes into one of the wave shaper of form, and the other one here, and then let's use Combine just as a mixer. And yeah, Combine is, I like when the words are like the same in English, like it combines. Yeah. And in French, combine is like to combine something as well. And there's also, since there are 3 channels, there's an S because there's multiple channels. Mm-hmm. And so here we got the sine wave. And I'll patch it through Solaire because it really emphasizes the shape. So this is the sine wave. So
okay, so just to be clear, in Combine, it's a logic processor, but what we've used it is the and.
It's the summing.
So effectively, it's just summed it.
I like the term analog logic for the minimum, maximum, and XOR. But I prefer to call it a combiner because it has the sum, the difference, which are not really logic related, and also logic is often thought as a digital logic, and whereas this the Combine just keep the signal linear. And so maybe I'll go through the different wave shapes. So we got the sine wave. This is the anti-sine, so that's the opposite of the sine wave, and it does this kind of 4-branch star, but with a curve. This is exponential. There might be one of the two as log and expo reversed. So I mean it's on an oscillator. When we have an oscillator, it's not super we got the one or the other. And we got the expo log. We got trapezoid, so it's 2 times gain with clipping. Clipping at 0.1 volts. We got the empty trapezoid, which is the opposite. So in a similar way as the sine wave, we got the opposite function. So it's also sometimes called dead zone. So because instead of having our triangle, there's a small gap, and funnily enough, that's what's used on to null the CV at an inverter. Okay. Like a small dead spot, and it's done by clipping the signal and just having this flat zone in the middle of the waveform. And the last one, for now, I call it asymmetrical rectification, and it's derived from the clipping the trapezoid stage, and it does fold the signal, but not really symmetrically. Like if you get using Solaire, you'll get a triangle wave twice the frequency, and here you get twice the frequency, but it doesn't as the symbol shows the slope isn't it's
not regular.
Mm-hmm. And so I think that's it for form.
Okay, I'm kind of curious as to what the other logics are out of Combine. So if we just take this to
I'll remove the wave shaper and just get the triangles into Combine.
Okay. So then we've got what I call knots.
The difference. And it's hard. It's a little hard to see on the oscillator which cycles. If we would get the REMs from Hump, we would see the difference more easily
Yeah.
because there's a single cycle with the hump rather than the oscillator that can be multiple cycles. Yeah, and then we got the box, which is actually that's the same kind of circuit there is in hump, and also that's why combine the development was quite fast because I already figured out the circuits with hump, and we got the cross. This is XR, so it's the absolute of the difference. So we can have a look. There's like an extra fold in comparison with the difference. And where it gets interesting is the
last one. The last outputs are interesting.
Yeah.
Because you're actually using different logic out. So all of these down have got the same logic outputs across for each of the 3 channels, but the last one you've differentiated them.
So each of the last output, there are some of the previous outputs. And initially, the first version, I did the same one for all 3, and I was like, oh, maybe it can be interesting to try different summing to get like each time 3 of the previous output are summed, and they are different for each channel. And so we got the hexagon shape, and here we got a 4-branch style, which is different. Here we got the 4-branch style, but it's exponential. It's exponential.
Okay, I see.
And here it's just like
linear.
Yeah. And the last one is a little hard to describe. It's kind of a. It looks like an hourglass a little bit with a strike in between. That's something we can see with Seuil more easily.
Yeah.
But and so Combine is a great way to combine signals, and using it with already complex shapes can yield different. Might not be super interesting, those 2. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe using like a one shape and a single horizontal vertical component is more interesting. Oh, we get the hexagon back.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a hell of a lot of different options, aren't there? For generating shapes with the romp, the combine.
Yeah, no, we could also let's get the on back, and we can also chain the different take outputs of the first channel going into the second one. Let's patch it here. And we could maybe use a LFO into one of the inputs, so we can add some motion. Let's move more into it. And we've been patching in red for quite a while. Let's see, patch some other.
So these are the colours, you're just pulling different degrees of rectification, different numbers of folds off Solaire.
Yeah, actually I wanted to plug it over here to see a bit how it looks. Or maybe I can just remove Solaire from the mix now that we got more complex processing. Yeah, it can also be like using a single channel of Combine is a good way also to get different color shades. I mean, I like to use matrice, but sometimes it's good also to be able to just plug things and and not having to think about how to finely tune it, and just plug things and see how the results.
I'm kind of curious about using, say, something like Form or Combine as for processing complex signals like video.
Yeah, definitely. So what we can do
Well, continuous video from the camera.
Yeah, maybe we can show it with Convin and just. So I'll get oscillators into the first row of inputs, and then get the RGB. Yeah, fauna.
Yeah, I'll do this end.
And so yeah, right now we got a mix of both. You can have a look at the difference. So
Yeah.
the second output are inverted
Yes,
in
yeah,
relationship to the first one, and this is the minimum, or is it minimum? And so it.
Okay. So this is quite a little bit. I'm just trying to get my head around this because it's quite a rich processing because of the differential processing on each of the channels.
Yeah.
And I'm actually wondering, instead of using, sorry, these are those inputs. If we take these out,
Oh yeah.
I'm wondering about just using the brightness from Entree.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, is that how you would mult it across usually?
Yeah. Yeah, I initially didn't thought about normalizing the inputs horizontally, since they were outputting the same, most of the same signal.
Yeah.
But yeah, could have made sense to have it normalized.
Okay. So let's take a look at some of these. Let's switch some of these around. So we've got the different contrasts and brightnesses. So it's weird actually, that almost looks like a filter.
Ah yeah.
Quite high pass, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm kind of curious as to some of these other combinations. So that's effectively the inverse, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think something is swapped since we have a green out, like a greenish output.
Blue.
Oh yeah, it's swapped, so maybe something is
Okay.
still swapped a little bit.
So
Wow.
that's not swapped. Is that swapped?
Yeah.
Or do I just look like that? I do that because remember I'm messing up the contrast as well, which is going to change the way that things are going to look.
Yeah, but yeah, it should be like we got the right color, and now yeah.
Okay. Okay. So if that'll go back to the top again. This is just for me. I'm just like super curious. Okay. So that's on that, and this is going to give the inverse of that. And again, I'm just messing around with the contrast levels here.
And yeah,
But, at some point I'm going to, I don't know. Yeah, I've got this. I bought this, didn't I? Yeah, I've got one of these. But I'm going to have a bit of a play, I think, with subtracting this from the initial signal to pick out some of these.
Yeah, I think the kind of edge enhancement we're seeing is maybe because there's some kind of delay between the RGB and the processor outputs.
Yeah.
And maybe just like
Just
enhance,
enough.
just enough to enhance the. And so.
Okay. And of course, this is using the same. I mean, I'm not quite using the same one for all of them now. So that whole mix and match is quite a nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, and the XOR has it's the absolute of the difference. So there's a rectification stage which adds to the give this folding we get with Solaire, for example.
Yeah. Purple heads for 2026.
Yeah.
And this is, I'm curious about this because this is going to do different processing on each of the channels.
Yeah.
Cool. And of course we've got processing options as well in form.
Oh yeah.
For each of the... Now form's just got the one input, hasn't it? Because it's a wave folder.
Yeah. Maybe
or wave...
Sorry. It's a waveshaper.
Shaper.
Yeah, what I wanted to do is maybe we can try to melt the RGB so we have our source and the process.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Just so it's easier to see. Because some like the wave shaping can be a little subtle. That's some feedback I got about code there. It's quite subtle, like processing your RGB signal, and it's since you're only Solaire or Israeli are really pretty they're really hard effects, and curve and wave shaping in general is on a complex signal is usually more.
Yeah, because we're always, as humans, we're always going to see the forms.
Yeah.
Because we're so cued in when we're as you say, when you're processing video footage, let's push these upwards.
So I'm patching cadran so we can use it as a crossfader between our source and the process. And alright, and then
we're going to use the shape from soil as a crossfader.
Yeah, sounds good. So we're getting our source signal.
Okay, yeah.
And here, yes. And then we can use more cables.
Are these long enough?
Maybe not. Maybe the grey one will be better.
Yeah.
Like if you can grab a couple ones.
Okay, yeah.
All right. And so inside. Let's see. The say. So I think inside of the, or maybe it's because the switches. And this is our source. This is our source, and this should be the sine wave. So as we can see, the darkest part and brightest part are pushed a little bit.
It's almost like a raise of contrast, isn't it?
And so this is our source, which now looks a little more dull and a little more gray. And doing the anti-sine will give us something even more grayish, because we're concentrating the signal around the middle.
Yeah.
So it can be a good way to use it as a processor just before sortie. That's also sometimes how I use curve, just to be able to compress or expand the contrast. And also the exponential and logarithmic is something you can get with curve. And if you want to reproduce what curve does, you would need a crossfader to crossfade between the exponential and log. And so if you want to modulate between the two, you need a crossfader.
I mean, the way that I'm looking at it is that it's just really about curve as being another form of animation. So depending upon what forms you put in, is going to depend upon quite how it's going to animate it. In particular, I think with the shape generation, I think that's going to be super interesting.
So right now we're seeing the exponential, so we can see that the picture is way more black, because we're pushing distorting the signal into the near the black level. And so the opposite will be brighter, obviously. And the trapezoid will be 2 times gain and clipping, so we'll get some the white is really getting clipped,
and the darks as well.
And the anti-trapezoid will be similar to the anti-sine. We really eating the grays. and this is the asymmetrical folding, and so we got something close to what we get with Solaire, like or even combine the XOR output of combine, which is like folding the signal on itself. After years of using rectification in video, I'm still not. I'm still like a big fan of it. I don't get bored of it. It's just like
It's super cool and super fun. And I think as well, I really kind of like the way that there's different implementations of it. You know, it's I mean, I've got the stairs and the staircase from LZX, but with the Solaire, because with this being open, you have the ability to inject additional signals in, which is like super powerful.
Yeah, on the I have a stairs, but never on the staircase. But the switches on stairs, staircase are interesting.
That gives you some of the powers that I think you have in the Solaire.
Yeah, because I think you're probably injecting the offset, the phase at different point in the circuit.
Yeah, I'm not. To be honest, I don't know exactly what they do. I thought they switched the phase of the individual fold level. But it's a fold stage. That's kind of cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I always like with Skier using, like we got the shape in the input and using the video as a CV, and just to like kind of make the shape and the video blends a little bit. Or we could also just use the
Let's get that on the on an LFO on the Again, I do quite like this one. But is this one slightly more rounded?
Yeah, it's just that. Yeah, it's like. It's different mix of the triangle and square wave, and so the one I call Shenso, you got the peaks of the triangle that are offset.
Yeah.
And I mean, you got the It's hard to explain. So the Tenso is more akin to ramps because because you get the like falling or rising parts that is offset, whereas here you got a like rising, falling part, offset, falling, rising part, offset, and. But they're fun because they just like jumps into the because there's square wave is interesting, but it's really an on-off kind of thing, whereas like those are a little in between. You got a little bit of rising and linearity, jumps.
Okay, that's super cool. Have we talked about all of these?
I think so. I mean, there's a couple other things that I will be talking maybe a bit more later, because they like the power inputs with the video inputs, which is kind of at the early stage for now, but providing power to the systems through DC barrel and
also giving some distribution.
Sync distribution,
things like that.
And also ABS, which I already talked a bit about on the Discord, which is a 5 volt to 1 volt scaler. With built-in filters, and that's still something I'm trying to figure out. And the idea was to be able to remove the noise coming from audio systems sometimes. But it's hard to test. I mean, I need to find a really noisy system and see if it really helps or not. And because that's something I'm using the LZX bridge to do the scaling usually. And having more options, because on the bridge there's only 2 channels of scaling. I think it has like 1 input, 3 outputs, and here having a couple more can be useful. And I think that's pretty much it. And hopefully Ondes and Form will be available pretty soon. Probably move more next, and the other one they're still kind of
okay,
still figuring out the
brilliant.
Thank you for interviewing me.
Well, I haven't done anything yet. Just recorded it. I'm going to do the edits. But brilliant.
Thank you.
Okay, that's cool.
Flashback.
Should we start it?
We can start again. And I'll maybe cut the recording just because I am still recording in Apple ProRes, like the best quality as possible, and it's like makes easily 100 gigs files.
It's numbers, man. The problem is getting the numbers over to me. That's the problem, isn't it?
End of flashback.